What's up, guys? Got some TCGO for you with a new deck. Not really new on this channel in case you're... Well, yes, it is new on this channel. Not really new in terms of concept just because a lot of other people have done it before me. But I figured, I would show my take on it. I've never actually really gotten deck lists on this stuff before. So this is just me kind of eyeballing what I've seen before and trying to go with it. But it's Beedrill, and it's got Sableye, and it's got Max Potions. But we'll talk about Beedrill when we actually get to it, because it's a really funny card if you can keep it at full HP. So just because of that, Beedrill does not like TDK because of splash damage that happens onto the bench. As such, I think I'm probably going to put a Mr. Mime or two in this deck. Like I said, this is just a rough draft, so I've just been taking what I've been seeing, and it turns out that all the Beedrill variants I've been seeing don't run Mr. Mime, and it just occurred to me that that's actually a really good idea, and I don't know why I haven't done it in the first place. But I am going to Pokemon Communication out to get myself a Weedle, and it looks like he's running Kling Clank, so that's not really a big thing to me at this time. Am I getting another Weedle? I run one Emolga just so I can just flood the bench with everything, but I think I don't really have a way to get that Sableye out of the active spot, so I'm just going to go ahead and I think I'm Skylighting here for a Juniper, because I do plan on catching up a Kling Clang next turn if he does evolve one, Max Potioning off my Sableye in case he actually can't kill it off, and then just Junipering away the rest of my hand. So not a big thing there. I'm also realizing that Keldeo Floatstone is possibly a little bit pointless in this deck because Beedrill actually has free retreat. Nor do I I don't even know why I put Keldeo Floatstone in this deck, to be completely honest, but I'm going to catch up the Clang. Get rid of a Beedrill. Kind of sucks, but I guess I can kind of work with it. Cool thing is I do run blends in this deck, which Dark is on the same blend as Grass, so this makes this very viable. I can go ahead and Junk Hunt, get myself back two items. I decide I'm going to get myself a Max Potion and a Pokemon Communication, so that way I can get a Kakuna in play if I need to. I think I only run one or two Kakunas. This guy probably runs either Keldeo Floatstone or Switches. I'm pretty sure he just runs Switches. So he's going to go for a Colress right here because he really doesn't like his hands. My TCGO froze right here, and it just, I don't know why it does the thing. I really don't know. And I'm even at a lower res too, so there's not really much of an excuse for it. But he goes for Colress for 4, not the strongest Colress. At Battle Roads yesterday, I got two 10-card Colresses off, and not yesterday, by the time I upload this. Excuse me. It's going to be Tuesday. I'm going to be uploading this on Tuesday, so like 3 days ago, now that I think about it. That is about how long ago that I was at Battle Roads. But that was really fun. I got 4th place. If I beat my round 5 opponent, I would have gotten 1st. But just because of the way matchups worked out, I was like, oh no. It turns out that I played the only successful Kling Clang deck there with TDK, and I was like, oh, I only run Kyurem and Snorlax to deal with that, and then outside of that, I have lasers, and then I really can't hit anything. I was considering going for Thunderous Noises in order to get rid of all of his energy and hope I could work with that, but it was only a matter of time before he just kind of overcame. It was just a really bad matchup, but still a lot of fun overall. So that's it for that Battle Roads tangent. As you can see, his Kling Clang has 3 energies on it, meaning you can go for the heavy bullet. 50% chance of dealing damage to the bench, which is something I don't want. But thankfully, I'm okay with this right now because I can just Max Potion off, attach another energy onto it, and I believe I could go for an N. I could, but his hand's stuck. Do I go for an N? Oh, I did go for an N. Why did I do that? I ended up helping him out. Whatever. I can put a Wheel down. I can put a Keldeo down. I got Floatstotes going on in this deck. I'm pretty sure it's just to get rid of poison / just give everything free treat. I don't know. It's not like even for running Pokemon Center to heal stuff. It's Keldeo Floatstone just seems really pointless in this deck. I don't know why I put it in here. But whatever, I put one down. Beedrill's main attack, which is why the Cobalion is actually turned upside down, is if it has full HP, it does 60 damage for 1 grass energy, and the defending Pokemon also gets confused and poisoned. So with Veerbank, it's 1 energy for 90, but you have to be at full HP. And to be honest, this Kling Clang is kind of ruining my day here because it's getting splash damage onto my Weedles, meaning it's kind of making me go through resources a little bit quicker than I'd like to. But I can go for an N right here. I did have the Gold Potion, which lets me heal off my active for no consequence whatsoever. And I believe I'm going to Rare Candy up my... Am I going to do that, or am I waiting for next turn? I think I can rare candy up right now, so I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I guess I'm just holding off for now. Yeah, I'm assuming he's gonna keep going for either one of the Weedles. I really don't know why I didn't rare candy right there. That is just a little unusual to me. This is like one of the only times I've actually ended up playing this deck. But it's a fun time. As you can see, I did confuse and poison the Clink Clink, so this makes it so he has to have a switch. And because he loaded up his bench, he's got no Calstone going on. He has to have a switch in hand in order to get out of there. So he does have the shift gear Clink Clang though, which means that he can just go ahead and move all of the the steel energy off of it if he wants to, and just make it so there's not that big of a net loss. Plus he can keep going for max potions, but I think he's honestly just going to end up hard retreating at this point, because he does have enough energy on his Cobalion, so he's going to go for Steel Bullet. Thankfully I do wake up, but what I believe I'm going to do here is rare candy, I rare candy that one. And I can do this, and then I can just go for an N. Beedrill somehow having free retreat. I'm not even going to question it. I can just get out of the active spot and hope he doesn't splash damage onto this thing. But I have another Beedrill ready to go. And I believe I can level ball. I'm going to manually evolve this third one, and then if I can max potion it somewhere along the way, that'd be great, because even having 10 damage on it means its attack is completely ruined. So right here, I'm going to go into the second Beedrill, go for a Swift Sting. It only does 40, 10 with Poison brings it up to 50, or maybe I hit it before, I really wasn't paying too much attention. But it doesn't matter because he gold potions it off anyway. But if he wants to risk not hit, because he's confused, he has to flip a coin to see whether or not he actually hits himself. And if he does hit himself, he deals 30 to himself with Poison is an extra 10. But if he does hit me, my Beedrill's main attack is completely ruined, and then I end up with a lot more damage on the field that I really want to. So it turns out he does in fact Steel Bullet. And looking at the field, it looks like all of my Beedrills are completely ruined for their Swift Sting, which is definitely not what this deck hopes to accomplish. First off, I can get rid of the Sky Arrow, which means the Cobalion now has a 2 retreat cost. I'm going to go to max potion off that active Beedrill, which is pretty cool. The fact that you only have to attack for 1, that's kind of the main gimmick of the deck. Go for another 40, and then just get an extra 30 with Poison, so that's pretty cool. He's going to go for Laser. That really sucks. That needs to stop. But the fact that he's actually running a Clink Clang deck with Laser in it is, I'm not going to say the dumbest thing in the world, nor am I even going to try to insult it. It's just, how do you even find room in the deck for that? I'm honestly kind of confused by that. I believe I can retreat out into the Sableye for 1 turn, and then just junk hunt back some stuff that I really need, like the max potion, the gold potion, all that stuff. I only have like 5 recovery things. I could add regular potions in this deck if I took out Calstone. And I'm really sure after this that I'm going to put in like 1 or 2 Mr. Mimes. But looking at it, I have a max potion, a gold potion. I have 2 max potions and a gold potion in the discard pile. I might as well get both of those back, because this is going to be pretty cool in that he's going to knock me out. He's going to knock out one of my Beedrills or my Sableye, in which case I can promote a Beedrill that has less than 90 HP damage, gold potion that one, max potion off the other one, and then Juniper the rest of my crap. So he's gonna go for, did he seriously Skylit for a Laser right here? Okay, well, you can do the thing, that's fine. I think he's honestly just going for the, and he had that energy in his hand, so it's kind of a waste, I guess. Ironbreaker definitely would have done the job. I'm assuming he has 3 energy on him, or he's just, now he has the 3rd energy. Okay, well, even still, like, he had the shift gear Clink Clang, so that kind of confuses me, but okay, maybe he doesn't want to invest all his energy. Oh, you know what, it is the Clink Clang that's in the active spot. That's right, I thought it was a Cobalion. Excuse me. Okay, I think he's just kind of shifting stuff around at this point. I guess I must have missed a switch somewhere in there. I still thought that was a Cobalion. But he's moving all of his stuff off of the Cobalion EX because he knows that could get knocked out fairly soon, or he could come into a max potion. Either way, he's not going to want any energy on it, just so we can bounce back from it a little quicker. So he can heavy bullet right here, knock out my Sableye. Thankfully, he does not take the knockout on my bench Beedrill. That is freaking awesome. So right here, I'm going to max potion, get all the damage off of that one, and thankfully I did that play correctly. So what I can do is, since I think I top deck that catcher, so I can catcher up the bench Cobalion and then just go for a Professor Juniper, see what I get. I get 2 more max potions, absolutely fantastic, but I don't come into any more energy. So although I can heal this stuff off, I'm also looking at what I have in my deck. Space is looking a little tight. That Juniper, if I draw into it, will more than likely wipe out the rest of my deck. So if I can, I would prefer not to use that until I can get Sableye in play for a Super Rod or something. But I decided to go for the Cobalion over the Klinklang because I need to get some of my prizes out and see what they are. So I don't think I've actually used my Super Rod, but I plan on using that in the coming turns because I can Skyla for it. And I did get a blend energy off of this, which means I can either put it onto the Beedrill or a Sableye. I think I'm going to take a turn after my next turn to Junk Hunt. Seems like the okay thing to do. And he still has this Klinklang out here, which is going to go for the Heavy Bullet. Honestly, this deck, like I've mentioned this plenty of times, but it is completely ruined by splash damage. The Beedrills cannot have any damage on them whatsoever. I should have given this deck some kind of Animal Crossing name. I think I will in the title. That should be pretty fun. But he didn't get a heads on the Heavy Bullet, which means my benched one is safe and I don't have to use a max potion on it. And I can just go for a Swift Sting on this one. The benched one is not in danger of being knocked out from a Heavy Bullet splash, so I'm going to force him to have a catcher for that one. So the less Beedrills I have on the field, the less max potions I'm going to have to use overall, the less pressure I'm going to have to try to actually heal stuff up. That Weedle that was on the left that now is a Beedrill has had that 20 damage on it since like the beginning of the game. If it comes down to it and I have to use it, that's great. Otherwise, it's kind of whatever. So he Iron Breakers that one. The thing I can do right here is I can Skyla for a Super Rod, put some energy back in my deck. So I'm going to put back 2 of those and a Sableye. And what am I doing here? I think I'm going to put one of these Beedrills to work again, because I'm going to have to get rid of an energy, but I did put 2 back in, so that's not too bad. I think I'm going to go for that one. I'm also going to max potion off that one just because I know there's more energy in my deck. Retreating for absolutely no reason whatsoever. That was completely pointless. But I can go for a Swift Sting right here. And then I think there is one more blend in my deck. If I could draw into that blend, I could go into Sableye, Junk Hunt for a Super Rod, and put some stuff back in my deck. Because otherwise, I'm going to be riding on like 2-3 cards, and I have 3 prizes left to take. So it'll have to be a knockout per Pokemon. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen, guys. Turns out, check out this Admiral Shit Falcon here, whipping the full heal out of his hand like he didn't run any in his deck at all. Holy crap, that pissed me off so much. I was like, alright, I can stall for a little bit of time. We should be good to go. And it turns freaking full heal. Puh. I know that's kind of a common thing. Well, kind of only online. I really don't see full heal in person at all. But much to my surprise, he goes for my Keldeo. I do have Floatstones still sitting in my deck, which is why it's kind of a surprise to me. It seemed like a good play to him just because, you know, I would have to invest energy on it. I don't have a lot of energy left in my deck. I'm going to put back the Emolga, and I don't really know what I'm getting, to be completely honest. I think I'm just using that just for the sake of using that. And it looks like there's 10 cards left in my deck. If I Juniper right now, I could get 7 out of 10 of them. 3 of hopefully, which will be energies, but I'm going to catch up the Klinklang and then just get rid of the rest of my stuff. So he says when I use this deck, I never play against EX decks. I know that feeling. That's kind of why I stopped playing it for a while. But I did get into a Floatstone and an energy, which is fantastic. So I'm going to go for a Swift Sting right here on this guy, making it confused and poisoned. So he has to have a switch in order to get out of there and attack for free. Otherwise, he's going to have to shift all of his energy onto it and then retreat and lose some more energy. But he does run energy retrieval, so it's not that bad of a loss. But I do have the blend, and I do that, believe it or not, that is my main priority. I need to put stuff back into my deck. And the fact that he passed, that is the turn I need right there to actually do anything. So I'm looking at my discard pile. It's pretty big. So gonna go into Sableye and then just Junk Hunt back. I believe I'm getting a Max Potion and a Super Rod, or I could get a Gold Potion and a Super Rod. I think the correct play is to get the Gold Potion, but for some stupid reason I get myself the Max Potion. I guess just because I can put more energy back into my deck. And yeah, energy is not really that big of a concern in the first place because I only have to discard one. I'm gonna end up putting like 2 more back in the first place, so that's fine. Yeah, 2 or 3 more. I think I ended up putting back a Sableye for some reason, even though this is my only blend energy. Honestly, I should have just put back 3 energy and I would have been good to go. No prisms in this deck because Beedrill cannot use that, and water and grass energy are not in the same prism. So Keldeo is in here not attacking. It's mainly just pivot dead space. So that's probably not going to be a thing I do from now on. I do have a Weedle in hand, but I do not have a rare candy in my deck any longer. I believe I Junipered that away a couple of turns ago. Would have been nice to have that 4th one, but I don't really think I had the means to get it out, nor was I really concentrating on getting that out in the first place. But I have a little bit of wiggle room right now in which I have 2 Beedrills that can attack with Swift Sting, and I have 1 Max Potion. So I'm going to see how well I can work with this. So he knocks himself out with that one because it had a lot of, well, I hit it and then it died to poison. So that was the cost he took from doing that. I don't think I have any catchers left in this deck. If I do, I might have one. But I'm just going to go into the fresh Beedrill and then just Swift Sting, and then hopefully he keeps trying to hit, and then if he hits himself, then he'll do the extra 30 and I can just finish him off. That would be fantastic. But I don't want to use this Max Potion unless I absolutely have to, because if he gets, I don't know, but he did hurt himself. That was freaking, I'm not going to say that was super huge because it could have just ended the turn right there, but the fact that he chose to attack instead of anything else means that Beedrill actually won the game, so that's kind of cool. That was my first time using that deck. I had a lot of fun with it. I hope you guys, guys. No, that sentence. Ugh. Let me start over. If you guys like that, you can go ahead and leave a like rating, comment, and subscribe, and do your thing. That was Beedrill. I'm going to have some other decks hopefully lined up in the near future, but I figured I would just record this in advance, so yeah, that's the thing. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye.